Oh, right. I was going to say, you interrupt me again and I'll strip you skin and cook you. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a race thing, it's just an anger thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WrestlePod YouTube channel. It is time for us to predict Money in the Bank. It's one-on-one. Express yourself. It is, of course, myself, the Egyptian Death Machine, the King of Shithousery, and the owner, proprietor, and general smack talker of Wrestle Plug. Joining me, my only co-host for today, is the wonderfully adept, wonderfully charismatic, and most importantly, wonderfully diverse Tanvir Verdi.
You forgot wonderfully positive for COVID.
Yeah, he is. He's currently suffering from COVID, which means that I'm going to bleed him of everything he's got for the Wrestle Plug. So, Tanvir Verdi, tonight is Money in the Bank. You going to be watching live?
I'll try to stay up for it if I can.
If I ever heard one.
Because I've found myself with COVID now, I've found myself staying up later and later. So with Money in the Bank, I might be able to stay up for it.
Yeah, well, if Tanvir seems slightly lethargic, it is, of course, because of COVID. So you have to bear with him slightly, ladies and gentlemen. However, there is going to be a pay-per-view tonight for WWE. It's Money in the Bank. It's live from Las Vegas, Nevada. 6 matches currently on tap. We're recording this right before SmackDown. So my apologies, because they always fucking add something in at the end. But you know what? I'm busy. I'm working tomorrow. I ain't got time. So we're doing it now. Let's start with Theory, not Austin Theory, just Theory now, defending the United States Championship against Bobby Lashley. Tanvir, who you got?
I'm gonna say Bobby Lashley, but interference by John Cena from the Tron, like just maybe his music playing or something, just to get in Theory's head a little bit to cause a distraction.
You think they're going for SummerSlam with this, not WrestleMania?
I think SummerSlam would be better, because with Cena, it's like he even said he's 45 now. He's got a busy schedule. Don't know when he'll be able to fit it in. So I'd say rather than hold it off for so long till Mania, because don't know how they'll do that, like hold off Theory, hold off Cena, when they've interacted on TV, and just hold it off for like another 7 more months. So it's.
I'd like to see it at Mania. I like slow burns, but
I'd like to see it at Mania, but given Cena's schedule and like the interactions and stuff and the little videos, I'd say do something for SummerSlam, and then maybe after that they can do another program, say Royal Rumble. Say Cena comes out at Royal Rumble, and they do another program for Mania.
I think it makes more sense for Theory to retain and also defend the United States title against John Cena. Especially if Theory's going to go over. So I'm going to say Theory retains. They also don't care about Bobby Lashley. They've made that very clear.
If Theory had the IC belt, I would say for him to retain, because then there's more interest of Cena finally getting that Grand Slam. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll leave it at that, though. You've got Bobby Lashley, and I've got Theory, so already we're clashing here. All right, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships are on the line. The one, oh yes, indeed, the Bloodlines, the Usos, defend those WWE Tag Team Championships against the Street Profits. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Usos, because I think Usos should retain but keep them. But then the thing is, after Street Profits, I'm racking my brain. I don't know who's next for the Usos to face.
The Viking Raiders.
But we've already had that. We had that.
Because we haven't had Street Profits before, have we? Versus nice. But WWE, mate, you're going to get what you like 15 times over.
But I mean, like over this title reign that the Usos had for a while, because they've done Viking Raiders. I think that was at the South. Yeah, they've done that at the Saudi shows. They've done Street Profits. They've done RK Bro. They've done Alpha Academy, I think, as well. So I'm really racking my brains on what other tag teams are there they could put them in front of. And if Gunther wasn't, if Gunther wasn't IC champ, straight up I'd say do Gunther and Kaiser.
Pronounced Volta.
Yeah.
Get out, get in the bin. I think the Usos retain. I've got to be honest, I love the Usos. They're like one of my favorite tag teams of all time. I'm bored. I'm really bored. They don't do anything that special at the moment, and it's not their fault. It's the booking. Like, they don't put them against anyone good. New Day, we've seen that way too many times, and I know they haven't done it recently, but you don't want to be revisiting that too much. And it's that thing of like, I just feel like it's been boring. Street Profits feel like it's almost like they're just there because they need to fill a gap. I feel like they're not taken seriously enough, despite being really good. They have picked up loads of singles wins as well, which is normally a surefire indication they'll lose the big one. So, yeah, I got to use those retaining.
I think with the Street Profits, it's slowly getting to the point now where it's like they can still be a tag team, but I think Montez Ford needs to go on that singles run because he's got the potential and he's that
Didn't they? Had a little
good.
taster of it on SmackDown. He wrestled Roman Reigns.
He's that damn good that I think they should start doing the slow burn of.
Preaching to the choir, mate. I've been saying this for about fucking 7 or 8 months now, if not more. I think Montez Ford has all the tools to be a WWE champion. Ronda Rousey defends her WWE SmackDown Women's Championship against Natalya.
I listened to the Corey Graves podcast with Natalya today. I'm going Ronda Rousey.
No, thank you.
It's an all right pod at times.
Yeah, that's because you're not allowed to leave the house because of COVID, isn't it? Me. I'm not a total virgin. I ain't listening to Corey Graves podcast. Fuck that noise.
Yeah. Every now and again they have all right ones, but the Natalia one was a stinker. So I'm gonna go with Ronda Rousey.
It's not. It's like she's a lovely woman. I just don't give a fuck because she's so boring as a wrestler. Natalya is the kind of woman I want to hang out with as friends. Hey, let's go down the arcade. Let's play a bit of pinball. Let's have a drink together, a coffee or something. Natalya is not the woman I want to see as my SmackDown Women's Champion. Ronda Rousey, on the other hand. Oh, baby, I love Ronda Rousey. I love powerful women. They don't come more powerful than her. So Ronda Rousey to retain. And frankly, like you would be crazy to have her lose to Natalya on. And let's be honest, what it's feeling like more and more a throwaway pay-per-view. In the other women's match, Bianca Belair defends her WWE Raw Women's Championship against Carmella.
Bianca Belair. But who would be after Carmella to challenge Bianca Belair?
I think it's going to be Rhea Ripley. They're just waiting for her to get back from injury. Depends how long she's going to be, though.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley is the best bet, and I think I'm kind of, in a way, it might be good if she's ready to go for SummerSlam, because I actually think Belair versus Rhea Ripley shouldn't be spunked on a show like this. It should be on a bigger show.
Yeah, I think that's a bigger draw, and it's the two, and they've got that inbuilt feud from
big
NXT.
Powerhouses. You've got this, Judgment Day thing, which probably isn't going to work, but we can have Finn Balor versus Edge maybe at SummerSlam as well.
Yeah, Finn v Edge.
Damien Priest could just stand there on the outside and look pretty because he already feels like mid-card spectacular to me. Whatever.
He's really good, but it's just the thing is he always feels like that second act, like even with the Bad Bunny tag team.
He feels like a really good henchman. That's what he feels like. It doesn't feel like a big star. I think the United States title they were hoping would elevate him, but actually the crowd after a while was sort of tuning him out a little bit. I think they were more interested in the big character. You know why? Because he's not a big character. He's okay on the mic. He's not bad at all, actually. I think he's a decent promo, but he's not spectacular. He's not The Rock. He's not like Kevin Owens who can burn you up in 10 minutes. He's not that kind of guy. He needs people around him. And ironically enough, taking Edge away means that faction doesn't really have a strong mic work because Finn Balor's biggest weakness is he can barely talk. So, not in the WWE format. This is an NJPW. It's not
where he could swear his ass off and be like Captain fucking New Japan, where it just worked.
Tonga next to him, didn't he? Let's be honest. Which always helps. Right, that leaves us with 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches. First of all, the men's, Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Omos, Sami Zayn, Matt Riddle, and to be determined, which I believe will be determined tonight on SmackDown. And a lot of people reckon it's either going it's between Zeke and Kevin Owens. I think it's going to be Zeke. Carl Wilkinson is adamant on Canada Day, no less, that of course it will be Kevin Owens, but I just think they've got a hard on for Zeke right now.
It's Canada Day, so of course it's going to be Zeke, because it's always the thing that WWE do.
Owens is going to come out and he's turning into Sami Zayn's conspiracy theorist character, and Sami Zayn is turning into a skinny white boy who thinks he's Roman Reigns. Very strange. Very strange. But Sami Zayn's in this match at least, so I know we mentioned it on the podcast this week. For anyone who wants to check that out, that's available in full on the YouTube channel and also via audio, wherever you get your podcasts. Who you got?
I said it yesterday on the pod. I'm going to stick with Sami Zayn because I've just got that feeling that, given his character and the things that he's doing with Roman and stuff, it'd be a good feud and storytelling to be like, I'm on your side, but I can catch the sin if I want to.
I just realised I didn't pick someone on the podcast. I just asked everyone else and then just moved on and pretended it didn't happen.
That's fair enough.
I got Riddle. He's red hot, white hot, frankly. He's so hot with the crowd, and they're really pushing him. And I noticed that he won the battle royal to get in a big pop on Raw. it feels like it's Riddle's time. Seth Rollins doesn't benefit from having it. He's already had it, and he's already had the great cash in. We don't need that again. The only other, tell a lie. I said Drew McIntyre, didn't I? Because he was going to cash in at Clash in the Castle. But I think they've already announced that he's going to be in the main event anyway, haven't they? Or he's all over the poster. So unless this is going to be used as a device where he's good man Drew and cashes it in beforehand and says, I want to face you in my home sort of country.
Yeah.
Because America, don't get Scotland and Wales confused, because you'll have a lot of angry fucking bastards at your doorstep. Either Drew McIntyre is going to win and he's going to cash it in to face Roman Reigns at Clash in the Castle, or I've got Riddle winning it. If the boss wins it, I'm turning off. Fuck you.
I've got the feeling with Riddle that there's going to be some sort of interference. I don't know what though. I get the feeling with Riddle there's going to be a bit of interference. Like maybe Orton comes out or something.
Potentially, maybe.
Because looking towards SummerSlam,
I reckon Orton's done till the end of the year, though. So if that is,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I reckon he's done.
They couldn't do that though, because I was going to say Riddle v Orton, and you don't want to.
There's no point having to use those jump him again. What's the point? Like, the only way it would be effective is if you had Roman Reigns out there just to garner him a bit more heat. But his Reigns going to turn up just to do, probably not.
Yeah.
That's why they're loading up this.
We've seen Sheamus with Money in the Bank before, right?
Yeah, there's a reason why we don't want to see it again as well. Yes.
I like Sheamus.
But at this point, Sheamus is there to get other people over for me. To be fair, he's done pretty much everything other than win the IC title. I think that's the only thing he's missing. Him and John Cena should go after each other for the IC title.
Sheamus v Volta.
One more time. Sheamus versus Cena. Winner gets the IC title and becomes Grand Slam champion. Luther hangs his head in shame.
You've just put the idea in my head of Sheamus v Volta, though, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's like Stiffhausen 101. Yeah, got to do that just once. And finally, of course, the women's Money in the Bank, which actually I'm more excited about than the men's. Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, Shotzi Blackheart, and Becky Lynch.
It's really hard to pick. I know we went with Liv Morgan yesterday, but now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, there is the case for Lacey Evans.
I went for Lacey Evans. That was my pick.
There's the case for Lacey Evans. It's either Lacey or Liv, and I think I'm gonna stick with Liv.
Lacey and Liv. Oh, sorry.
I'm just looking, and it feels like the really odd one out in this is Shotzi Blackheart. Shotzi's done.
She ain't winning, fam. She's just there. She's just there for your body to die. I'm sorry.
And that's the thing that annoys me, because in NXT and when she first came up, she seemed like this cool, larger than life character.
That was like the biggest thing she had. How can you take the mini tank away? I think Lacey Evans. It's a big American hero. It's she's really over actually as well. They've done a good job of repackaging her. I don't think Alexa Bliss needs it. She's already been Money in the Bank holder. I think Liv Morgan is perpetually, she may be the most beautiful woman to ever walk this earth, but she's just perpetually on the losing end of the big ones. Liv Morgan would make actually the most sense from a storyline perspective, because we've seen her. She's the plucky underdog that never goes away. Raquel Rodriguez, very early doors. She's already had a decent match with Ronda Rousey. She's going to have her time. She's got plenty of time. She looks great. Asuka's already had it. Shotzi's a jobber, sorry. And Becky Lynch is also a big star. And Becky Lynch, she's been putting other people over quite a bit lately, and I've been enjoying that. It kind of shows a bit of humility. I've liked her run recently.
I don't think
it's either going to be Lacey or Liv, and I'm going to go with Lacey.
I get the feeling that Rhea could come out and screw Liv out.
I hope not. It would make more sense for Rhea Ripley to come out and attack Bianca Belair after their title match.
Yeah.
Instead of interjecting herself in that as well. Because they have said as well, like Bianca Belair did say on TV, I'll get to you when you're ready. So she's pretty much guaranteed a title shot anyway, so it doesn't really make sense to put a briefcase on her. Yeah. I'm actually a little bit surprised that Finn Balor isn't in the men's match. I think he'd be a good addition to that.
Finn Balor, Ali, Ciampa.
Yeah, there's loads of guys who could have been in it. I wouldn't have bothered putting Sheamus in. I wouldn't have bothered putting Omos in, and I wouldn't have bothered putting Sami Zayn in. I will put those three in instead. But
I think Sami should be in the Money in the Bank just because of his ladder match knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? Oh, you're flippy and can hurt yourself. So you're gonna. I don't like Omos. I don't want to see him in this.
Neither.
Match. Like, what is the point? I get unless he's going to do. If he jumps off a ladder, cool. Then all of a sudden it's worth the money.
If you were gonna have a big guy like that being Money in the Bank, I'd put Damian Priest in.
They had Kane in it a couple of times as well. Like, yeah, Priest is like still agile enough that he can do crazy shit off a ladder. Omos is literally fucking useless.
Yeah. And the thing is with Priest, you can have some cool like stare downs with Drew, and also be like, okay, Drew and Damien stare downs hitting each other hard, so that you've got that dynamic.
Yeah,
Seth and Sammy.
One's going to open and one's going to close here. Wouldn't surprise me if the women open and the men close.
Yeah, because I think usually with Money in the Banks, they have like dynamics, so usually in pairing. So you've got like Sheamus and Drew as the hard-hitting big men. You've got Seth and Sammy, and also Riddle has like your athletic, flippy dudes who can do crazy stuff. And then Omos is just kind of there, like we said. Omos is just there.
Vince has got a chubby on. Come on, like this is obvious what's happening here. Vince is like, oh yeah, he's big and black and he's like a tree. Ha ha. Like, fuck off, Vince. Like nobody cares. And frankly, MVP can't get him over. That's how bad he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6 matches on tap, ladies and gentlemen. Like we said, we don't quite know if there's anything that's going to be added. So if it has been after the fact, we apologise. Maybe Volta's going to be on the show, which would be nice, you know, for the IC title. But ultimately, it certainly looks a lot better than Hell in a Cell's card. So obviously, Tanvir has he has Bobby Lashley. I have Theory. Tanvir has the Uso. So do I. Tanvir has Ronda Rousey. So do I. Tanvir has Liv Morgan. I have Lacey Evans. Although I would very much like Liv Morgan in every sense. In the men's, you have you went with Sami Zayn, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm going to stick on account and say Riddle. I don't like sitting on the fence. I'm going to say Riddle, but if Drew McIntyre wins, it will be for Clash in the Castle, and we both have Bianca Belair retaining. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you leave your predictions in the comments below. That's what it's for. Let us know who you think's winning, who you think's losing. Are you excited? And also, if you're going to be watching live, let us know, because you can join our little watch along party that we're going to have on Zoom. You can always send us a message via WrestlePlug at WrestlePlug on social media. But from myself, Aeron Nix, and from Tanvir, thank you very much for watching. And we'll catch you very, very soon for more content from the WrestlePlug. Enjoy Money in the Bank, gang.
Peace.